doesn't know, my name is Victor Andrews, locally called the Hartsburg Community Comics. It is my pleasure to kick off this panel. Are y'all ready? Let it begin! Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely brilliant. Guys, check this out. Escorted by the 501st. How awesome is that? We're in sync. Guys, want to come in for a picture? Can we squeeze in? That's where we have to come back to just a little bit. Get your cameras out, y'all. This is a moment.
Hello there!
Big shout out to the 501st for escorting you in on the stage. We really appreciate you guys so much. Alright guys, we gotta get this conversation going. Thank y'all so much. What a dangerous group to come on stage. Look, Vader's like, I'm not leaving yet. I haven't killed him yet. Mom didn't have to stare at me like that. Did y'all see that? Oh my goodness. Hello there. How you doing? You had a good day?
Yeah!
Toronto, he said it.
Oh, so they can see you on the screen.
Yes.
All right, okay.
All the way down there. Listen, we are locked in. We're making sure that everyone gets to appreciate this conversation. First and foremost, welcome back to Toronto, man. Hello.
Hello. So nice to be here. So happy to be here in Toronto with you all. It's great.
Oh my goodness.
I've had a nice day. Hello. We had a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had a good time today. It was great.
Oh my God. Okay, so jumping into things, kind of localizing your show, Long Way Round. You did a tour through Canada, right?
Yeah. I almost got killed in Calgary. Just
Wait,
about Calgary, yeah. There's a guy somewhere, I don't know, he'll probably be in his 40s by now, but yeah, I got hit.
Wait.
We were coming down into Calgary. We were north of Calgary, coming down from Alaska, and we went through the Northwest Territories of Canada. It was so beautiful. And then we were on the motorway. We were going to be in Calgary in an hour or two. We were on the freeway, and then all the traffic started to slow down, and so we were like 3 or 4 lanes on a motorway, or highway, and it was quite busy. And then so everything started to slow down, and I slowed down. And the next thing I knew, I was just looking at the sky, and I was like, "Oh shit, what's happened?" And this kid had he totally rear-ended my bike, but because I had these metal. It's so funny. The company that made my metal panniers, Touratech, they sat just about an inch back from my tire. So they took the brunt of this guy's bumper and literally saved my life.
Wow!
Because I think if he'd hit the tire, my bike would have gone. I would have been under his car, you know. So they started putting a sticker on there when they sold them saying these panniers saved Ewan Mcgregor's life. You know? I think they did. But this kid, I managed to get the bike back down on 2 wheels, and I got off to the side there, and I looked back, and there was this car sitting, and the whole bumper section of this car was on the road. Like, he really hit me hard.
Wow.
And Claudio, our cameraman's amazing. He got off his bike. He got to that guy's driver's door, before the guy knew what happened, and he had a release form saying, "Can you just sign this?" And the kid was in such shock, you know. First of all, he opened his door, and it was like major dance music, really loud, smoke. The car was full of smoke. He just was not paying any attention. And so we got the release form signed straight away so we could use it in the show, you know. And then I spoke to his mum, like I called him. I spoke to the guy's mum. Because, he could have killed me, but also he damaged my bike a bit, so we had to take his information. The next day, I'd taken the bike to this amazing bike shop outside of Calgary, a huge motorbike shop. And they looked over my bike and they said it's all fine. So I called his mum I called him, but I got his mum, just to let her know that, A, he should be more careful when he's driving his car, and B, that I was fine and the bike was fine and there would be no more to this story. And he was totally like, okay, dude, yeah, he was...
Wow, he didn't even care?
I don't think he really cared, yeah. Probably when the show came out, he was a bit... He might have cared a bit more then.
Absolutely. Can you guys imagine Ewan McGregor calls your mom? He's like,
now listen here.
never been told on my Obi-Wan before, but that's amazing. I love it. Okay, so in this tour that you did, though, did you have any specific Canadian cities that really stood out to you as maybe a favorite, or just a place that you definitely want to get back to?
I'd like to explore more of it. I mean, that north, because we came in through it we went north out of Anchorage and we went all the way up through Fairbanks.
Okay.
Is that Canada or is that Alaska? Alaska. So we went all the way up there and then we came down Dawson City. Is that Canada? Yeah. We came through there and I like that. I remember we went to visited a guy who raised bison.
No.
Buffalo. Is that the same thing? Bison. Thank you. This is what happens. These gatherings are mainly me showing you all the stuff I don't know about, and you giving me the answers that I should already know. Usually about Star Wars things, like the Clone Wars.
We're not going to talk about that.
We're
going to do that.
I'm going to watch all of the Clone Wars.
Okay.
That's my homework.
I love it.
So Dawson said that we visited these beautiful animals, the bison, and one of them really took a shine to Claudio, and she kept following him around.
What?
Yeah, like she was nudging him, and Claudio, take a bath for Christ's sake. She liked him.
I love it.
Oh, but that was lovely, and then Calgary itself. I mean, I love Calgary because I shot Fargo up in Calgary. I worked there, and I just loved the people of Calgary, and I loved it. I loved the town. I think it's a really cool place.
Very much so.
It's really a gem, Calgary for me. So I love that part of it. Toronto, I've always come here for TIFF. I've always come here. I came here with for lots of films that I've been in, but one major one was when I came here with a film that I directed, American Pastoral. That was massive for me to do that. So that was an amazing experience. I tell you the other thing. Yeah, Raymond and Ray. That wasn't in Canada. Oh, I see. No, I was thinking we didn't shoot that in Canada.
Yeah.
I was thinking, wait a minute. No, that did go there. Yeah, in the Woody Allen film. And no, I've been here a lot for that. I was thinking of other Canadian places I like, and I tell you another place I really liked. I came when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
To Halifax. And I loved it. And then I came because I had a mate of mine at school, Colin Gillen. His dad was in the Royal Air Force, and for some reason there was a link. Well, obviously there's a link between the Canadian Air Force, an old link, And so he was posted in Canada in Halifax, and I came and I spent 2 weeks. Oh, and it was amazing. We joined this rugby team. I hated rugby, but we played in a rugby team, and we got dropped off after this game on an island, and they left us. They went away in boats, and we were left with these huge, big vats of mussels and stuff to boil and eat. And it was crazy, like being 16. It was like being in a movie, It wasn't at all like where I grew up. And then some guy, we went to this rugby match quite far out of Halifax, and this guy took me on the back of his bike, and I was like, oh my God, I think that's really instrumental to me wanting to ride motorbikes, probably. But then recently, I went there because I was coming back, I was going to LA from the UK, and my daughter Esther was making her show, We Were Liars, in Halifax, and so I stopped off there to spend a few days with her, and I'd been back there since I was 16, and I loved it. It's a great town.
Make some noise for Halifax, y'all.
That's all my Canada.
No, I love
That's all
that.
my Canada bits.
Well, wait, no, we got a little bit more. I gotta ask you because Canada has some wonderful, cool foods.
Yes.
What is some of your favorite Canadian meals to eat? Whether that's snacks or anything like that. Have you not had Canadian snacks? I mean, poutine is definitely a solid.
Well, hang on. Tell me what poutine is again.
So poutine, wait.
No, because I don't think.
No. It's fries with
Yes.
cheese curds and gravy.
Yeah.
But that's just like the most pedestrian way that I could describe it. You can put all kinds of wonderful dreams and hopes on top of it. I mean, we're talking pork belly. Like you can get wild with poutine.
Why is it called poutine?
It's French.
What?
Did you
French.
just?
But why is French? What's poutine mean in France?
It is French.
Quebec. Wait.
Quebec.
What does the word poutine mean?
Nobody knows. It is an ancient word.
Chips with greens. A mix. Okay, that's why it's called poutine. That was the answer. Don't be so angry. I was just asking. Poutine. Okay. It's not my favorite thing.
Okay. Ketchup chips. You know this? Ketchup chips. They're potato chips that are flavored.
Yes,
Okay.
I've had them.
Okay, there we go.
I'm more of a salt and vinegar guy. Sorry. What else is there? Canadian bacon.
We just got like a Smarties. We just got attacked with Smarties
Okay.
a second ago. Yeah.
Okay, Cadbury chocolate. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smarties
I'm
are.
not a posh. I'm not a posh chocolate. I'm not like a posh foodie or most things I like are like I like Cadbury's milk chocolate, right? I don't want a fancy, expensive. I don't much like it, and it's the same with coffee. I have to say, that all of that really shishy, expensive. You go to a coffee shop and you feel like inadequate by the time you've done your order. I don't like the way it tastes. I don't like posh coffee. I like
Coffee.
coffee.
Yeah. Coffee that truly.
What else do you want to know? I'm here to answer all your questions.
Let's do it. Okay. So, getting into Star Wars. Yeah. You guys know that one? Let's put it out. You join with the prequel trilogy. You are taking on this iconic role of Obi-Wan Kenobi. We fall in love with you, okay? Like, let's just be honest. There's a little bit of a break, and then you come back for the Obi-Wan series. What was it like to first establish yourself in this iconic role and then to come back to it after a few years? Not that long. Don't make it sound like he's old. Watch yourself.
It was amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a funny story. Like the whole, when people started talking to me about the prequels, that in London, I'd done a handful of work, but I'd done some right off the bat. I was so lucky, I left drama school early to do a series called Lipstick on Your Collar, and with Dennis Potter, who was Britain's premier television writer. That was an amazing experience. I had a year in Scotland doing theatre arts course when I was 16 to 17. I was in drama school from 17 to 19, and then I got this 6-month education with a camera, in front of a camera, with Dennis Potter, which was an amazing experience. And then I did a play, and then I did Shallow Grave, which was an amazing, left a mark on British cinema, and we were like, people were suddenly like, but I was so ready, I felt so ready, and I was always really, I don't know, arrogant might be the word I would use, but I always felt like I was just ready for it all, and so when Shallow Grave came out, I was like, yeah, and I was really part of, I loved working with Danny Boyle and Andrew MacDonald and John Hodge, the writer, and then, I did a film with Peter Greenaway, which was an amazing artistic experience. I did a funny surf movie, and then I did Trainspotting. And Trainspotting changed my life, Absolutely. It was and is an amazing experience, and it's that way for many reasons. ultimately from Irvine Welsh's novel, Danny Boyle, well, John Hodges' adaptation of that novel, Danny Boyle's excellence, the cast he put together, the music, and also just the moment of time in time. It was perfect. And then I made a few other things, and then then I made Emma straight after Trainspotting. I went from Trainspotting to playing foppish character on a horse and Emma. Not my
Only
finest art.
you would do that. Only you.
But I just thought it was interesting. It was interesting because it was a mistake in a way, because I chose it because I thought I should be seen to be doing this instead of going, I've got to do this, you know. So it was a good lesson for me. And it's fine, the film is great.
Yes, it's a great film.
Just like for me, it was a lesson that you have, anyway. So then people started talking about, you know, and I was knocking about with Jude Law and Johnny Lee Miller and Sean Pertwee, and we felt like, you know, Oasis they're playing here tomorrow, aren't they?
That's right.
Oasis, Blur, Pulp. I mean, it was a mad time in Britain, you know, and we were like, felt like we were the heart of the movie part of it. So we were flying quite high. And then there was this talk of Star Wars coming back, and I had Star Wars on VHS, The New Hope, and I played it until there was nothing left on it. It was just colours like moving across the screen. But me and my brother knew every line. It was the first movie I went to see my Uncle Dennis in.
That's right.
In the cinema. Like, I was a fan. Like, it meant, you know, I'm 54, and so I was born in 71, and when it came out, I was 5 or 6. So I was perfect for. I mean, it was made for me,
absolutely,
my brother, right? And so it meant a great deal to me. So when there was talk of the prequels, you've got to remember there hadn't been a Star Wars film for many years,
right?
And there was we didn't imagine it was, and I felt like I was this Trainspotting guy over here doing urban, grungy. That's who I felt I was, and I wanted to carry on working with Danny Boyle.
Right.
I just wanted to be his actor, and so I wasn't 100% sure that it was right for me until it started to happen.
Okay.
And I did an audition with hundreds of other actors in Britain, and then I was asked to come back to do another one, and I did a second one, and then as I was getting called back for another third one, and I started to think, you know, maybe they might, you know, there was a possibility of me actually getting the role. Did it suddenly click into my mind that I will? And I asked everyone. I asked my uncle. I asked Danny Boyle. I asked lots of people I trusted and admired about advice about it, because I thought maybe I was scared of it because it's so huge.
Sure.
And then we made the film, and it was an odd experience. It was amazing to make.
Okay.
I loved making it. It was so cool to work with George Lucas. It was so cool to work with Liam and Natalie and Ahmed Best, and it was an amazing experience, right? I loved it. We went to Tunisia. We shot in the desert there. It was fantastic. Then when it came out, it was hard. It was a hard experience because it got knocked hard, you know. The critics I think they were ready to pounce on it, and they did, and that was hard for me. I hadn't had that experience yet.
The critics were wrong.
So, this is a very lengthy answer, isn't it?
No, I love this one.
Long-winded answer to your question. But then we did the first one in Britain. We went to Australia to make episode 2 and episode 3, and that's where I met Hayden for the first time. My brother from another mother. And we had an amazing time always making them, although they were hard. There were a lot of blue screen, green screen. But by the end, the third one was like, I think George had made a bet with Spielberg or something about, like, I'm gonna create every background for every shot with ILM, you know. We're like, oh, give us a set, give us something. So they were hard to do, but we did have a great time making them. And then I felt like, you know, I've always been, I'm an actor. I'm not I'm an actor, you know. I've trained to do a job and I do it and I love it. My job is also my passion, which I know I'm very, very fortunate in that respect. I don't take that for granted. But I always believed actors, in acting in terms of going from one role to another, and every role you go to is a completely new experience. And so I wasn't a Star Wars actor. I just went off and I started doing all my, every film was like a stepping stone in my career, and I was happy. I was happy to have been in the Star Wars movies, and it wasn't until I suppose it was social media to an extent when that started. Although I don't like it, but when that started, I did that for a little while, and I could suddenly hear your voices a little bit for the first time. I've been like oblivious, like la la la, just doing all my work, and but I didn't think about it very much. It was something I'd done and something but I didn't give much thought to it until then, and then I started realizing that you were all there, and you had a different relationship with the films than that I thought you had, and well, that's nice. Thank you. And then when I started thinking about doing the series, and I ultimately went to Disney in the end. I said, I think you should get me in, because every interview I did for years ended with, would you do a sequel to Trainspotting? And would you play Obi-Wan Kenobi again? Highbrow, long piece interviews on the telly, everywhere I was, I started going, God, people really want me to do this again.
Absolutely.
And I kept saying, yeah. I thought, by this point, I started feeling like, yeah, I would do that again. I would do it. I still hadn't lost the love I'd had from the original trilogy. I still hadn't lost my love for Alec Guinness, and I was in a fortunate position where I never met the man, but I've read all his books, and I have a unique relationship with him in that I always try and, I've got this like thread between the two of us.
Right.
And I think it's interesting. We're not dissimilar actors,
right.
in that he wasn't like a classic leading man. He didn't play action leading roles and stuff, and sort of nor do I. I think we're similar actors in the way, if that's not too arrogant to say.
Not at all.
But I've got this thread between us, because I'm always trying to feel like him when I'm playing this role.
That's awesome.
And I went to Disney. I said, look, I just want you to. It's getting embarrassing, because every time it must sound like I'm sort of toting for work,
Can I? Yes, please.
Disney. Now I am to do season 2, but anyway.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know where they are or what they're. I don't know. I know you all think I do, but I don't. I don't know what their plans are. I know they're making Ahsoka now because my wife gets up and goes to work every day. So I know they're doing that. But I've no idea what their plans are, and but I'm sure at some point they'll do something else with Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Did I answer the question?
You did answer it.
Coming back to it. So coming back to the role was very, this was actually the question about an hour and a half ago. Coming back to the role was just seamless, apart from one thing, apart from his voice.
Okay.
And I went, we went to do, there was quite a long process. It was going to be a movie at one point, and it was with another director, and then that director had to go off to another project, and then Deborah became the director, and I loved her. I loved working with Deborah. She is amazing. And she directed all of the episodes that we made in the Obi-Wan series. So it's really her vision. And I started working with her, talking about the storyline. At one point, it was totally a storyline about Luke. It was absolutely me and Luke going on this big journey, and then somewhere along the line, I forget exactly where, it shifted to being a story about Obi-Wan and Leia, and I thought that was brilliant.
Absolutely.
I thought it was maybe unexpected and just a lovely. When you think of Alec Guinness and Carrie Fisher, you know, it was lovely to be able to play something behind what they did.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Big shout out to Vivian too. Who
Yes.
was phenomenal.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. So, anyway, there we go. Now, thank you very much.
You brought up Hayden, you brought up Revenge of the Sith, which has literally one of the best fight sequences in the entire franchise. Were there any physical difficulties to try to master all of that choreography for either you or Hayden to pull that off for our enjoyment?
Yeah, it was hard. It is hard. It wasn't as hard then as it is now. Being a bit older, you know. But they're hard because they're so big. The fights are massive. You know, I feel like the one after Qui-Gon is cut down with me and Ray Parks.
Come on.
It was amazing to do, and it was you know, and seeing Liam lying there and, you know, sort of physicalizing that emotion in the fight was extraordinary to do. But I feel like it wasn't the longest one. Like the ones that me and Hayden did were like weeks and weeks. We're just all fighting for it. And there was other stuff with oh God, what's his name? Who's the guy with all the arms? Davis. That was sorry. I feel like I should do a bit of homework before I do this. Fighting him was mad because he also wasn't really there, you know, so that was quite hard. But they're brilliant fun to do, you know, and it's pretty satisfying. You really start slow, and for the series, Jojo was our fight coordinator, who's amazing, and not only did we learn that. Sorry, somebody's R2 units like contradicting me over there. Not only are you learning the fights, but you spend a lot of time just getting fit to do them, you know. And he's a master of, like, you do all these stretches, and the first day, you know, you're like trying to touch your toes, and by the end, you know, your head's on your knee, and it's amazing, you know, months and months of training for this sword fights.
I love that. Now, we know that the lightsaber noise thing kind of is a phenomenon that just everybody kind of does. Did you guys do any of that on set? Were you?
I did. I was guilty of this. I don't know that I ever did it when the camera was rolling. I might have. I don't know.
That's a yes.
Certainly. But certainly in rehearsals, it's impossible not to. It's impossible not to.
You do! You absolutely do.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you ever have any like lightsaber noise battles with anyone unexpected? Like even if you just were walking by George, just like, and he turns around and is ready for like, haha! Like, did you do anything like that?
I don't remember that. What? No, I don't remember doing that. I mean, I remember George would, and when we did The Phantom Menace, would play some of the Star Wars music on set. And sometimes that was really like uplifting and good for the fighting, and other times, you know, it wasn't as helpful as it might be. You know? But the thing I remember, my most endearing memories of George, I've got lots, because I really like George Lucas. You know, he's a very likable man, and But my endearing, strongest memories of him were when I would make him laugh, and you know, he's got a lot on his plate, you know. But there was a few moments where I would have him like doubled over laughing, and he couldn't stop, you know. And it was always such a great feeling to make him crack up. Yeah,
that's awesome. And we had a couple of fan-submitted questions, and I want to throw these at you. This one's from Alex. If Alex is in the room, big shout out to you, Alex. This one's a deep one. If you had to choose between having a real lightsaber or being able to use the Force in real life, which would you pick and why?
Ooh, yeah, that's a really good question. I think I would like to be able to use them. Well, first of all, they are linked.
That's right.
Let's not forget. One doesn't happen without the other. You know, you can't. use a lightsaber without using the Force, but it would be fun to be able to really use the Force to move things about.
Of course.
And open doors and stuff. I was staying in a hotel last night. I swear to God, this is true. It had an electric toilet in it. And as the first time I went for a pee, I got in like early evening last night. I walked in and the lid opened on its own. You know what I did. The next time I went in there, every time. Oh boy, every time.
Hotel is going to use this as an ad from now on.
I just do it, I love it. I love doing it in like the subway or the airport or wherever there's a door, you know, and especially if you feel that somebody's if I know someone's clocked me, you know, I've been around the block a long time, I can usually tell, and if I know somebody's like, and there's a door coming up, I'll always just do a little.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And I never look back. I never look back. Just keep going.
As a 40-plus-year-old man, I will tell you right now, if I ever saw you do that, I would weep. It's so real. It's so real.
All over the place doing it.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, this is a really good one. This is from Julie from Montreal. Julie wants to know, if Obi-Wan Kenobi had a theme song that played whenever he entered a room, what song would it be that you would choose?
Sexy back.
What did they
Did you
say?
say sexy back? Justin Timberlake?
No, I think my theme tune's always been Born Slippy by Underworld.
Oh.
I think it's always like whenever you're at a thing, you know, and if ever I had to go up on stage for any reason, they always play that, you know. So I think that would be my theme tune. What's that? Come on, May. It's a different, yeah.
You're trying to get everybody to cry. That's what that is. That's what you're trying to do. I see that one. Okay, this was from Rebecca from Toronto. Which Star Wars co-star made you laugh the most on set?
Oh, Indira.
Really?
Yeah, and the series. I mean, she had me laughing all the time. I got in such trouble. Like I like to think I'm quite professional, you know. And also, I was the lead, and I think that you've got a. I was a producer. You've got a responsibility to be like the grown-up in the room, and she always like cracked me up as the camera was turning and stuff. Indira was the worst. And then Anthony Daniels has cracked me up for a different reason, just because he used to always fall over and stuff. You know, I remember when, I think it was episode 3, the last one, but he was sort of like, he was just always going over, he had like a tray of drinks or something, like, take after take. Poor man, I mean, he must have been black and blue inside that suit.
He loved it. It was for the craft. Okay, this one's from
Liam is a very funny man.
Really?
Yes, and Ahmed Best as well. I mean, the 3 of us in that submarine was like, forget about it. You know, we're trying to get the work done, but it was very funny. I won't tell you what Liam said. He said something very. Well, you wouldn't say it these days. No. It's just funny at the time.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it.
You can't say it now.
Have you seen Naked Gun yet?
No.
We gotta go see that.
Let's go see
We gotta
it.
go see that.
Let's all go and watch
All
it.
us all at once. We'll do that. This one's from Shane. Shane wants to know, is there a type of role or project you haven't tackled yet that's on your bucket list?
It's a funny one. I hope so, because I've got some years left in me, I think. I don't know, I never quite know what it is until I've read it, you know.
Fair.
I don't have a sort of kind of character that I'd like to do, or a kind of movie that I'd like to do. I mean, all I can say is I hope that we can get back to, you know, making cinema that
Come on now.
No, I want us to get back to making stories about human beings in life, in our experience of what life is, and that we that we want to go and see that in the cinema. I came up, I did my first work in 1992, and I was so lucky, like, you know, I feel so lucky, like, where there was no, there was no internet.
Yeah,
we
wasn't.
didn't have phones.
Right.
We didn't, you know, it was a different time.
Yeah.
And there was great cinema, great art within that, you know. And we used to shoot on film, and it looked beautiful. And we've gone down this digital path, which, you know, is where the industry has gone. And now we have to fight to be able to shoot stuff on film. But that's the beauty of it, you know, I think. So, I hope we get back to telling smaller, you know, stories about human beings that you know, that people will want to. I think we do want to. Sorry, I keep banging that. I think it's sort of gone on to the television, which is fine. I'm happy that we're still telling stories like that. But in the cinema, I would hope that we return to that.
Absolutely. Make some noise for that. We've got to get to movies like The Impossible again, because that was such an amazing feature. Like, just, yes. Love that one. Okay, so before we get out of here, we got some quick hit questions, lightning round style. You choose between two things, see what you got. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Okay, like it. This was a cultural one, I apologize. Coffee or tea?
Coffee. Lots and lots of coffee.
Okay. Singing on screen or fighting on screen?
Singing on screen.
Your gift is your song, I have to admit. That is so true.
There's something very nice about that. You don't get a chance to do it very often. But it's very powerful when you do.
Absolutely.
It's nice.
Change it. Don't ask him to sing!
No, I'm not.
Let's have more questions, guys.
Aunties. Come on, do something, you're singing.
City life or countryside?
I'm a countryside boy, you know. I was when I grew up, and then I became a city boy. I lived in London for most of my adult life, and then I moved to LA, and then I moved out of LA into the countryside, into a little place called Topanga up on the hill, which is like living in a sort of like hippy-dippy. It's beautiful up there, and it's really countryside, even though it's quite close to LA. And now, I've been in London for a while now because I did a play there, and I'm so ready to get out. I love the city life in small doses. I like what's on offer there, and culturally it's very exciting to be able to go and see things, but my waking up and walking out into the green and the countryside and the fresh air is really what makes me happy.
I love that. Makes me noise for that. Okay. Reading a book or watching a film? Ooh, it's got personal. It's got real personal.
Yeah. Well, I love both. I love both, but I really do. As I get older, get more out of reading than I ever did, and I yearn for it now. Like in a way, I didn't when I was younger, but now I really like the idea of just getting to sit down with a book for an hour. Is like gives me such a thrill, you know. I just love it. I got such my whole. I think we get such a lot out of it, you know. I think it's totally your own. You know what I mean? You're reading the words that somebody has put down on the page, but what you make of them is totally your own experience. And as an actor, I utilize my imagination more than anything else.
Right.
Like I do it for a job. I read somebody's words from a page, and my job is to make it something real. And so for reading for me is that. And I also am somebody with a movie where I'll get completely sucked into it. I don't like somebody talking, you know. Somebody comes in, anyone want a cup of tea? You're like, what's the movie? I like to, because I get sucked right into it, you know. But I would say, let's choose reading this time.
I like it. Yeah. Blue lightsaber or green?
Red.
Blue.
Okay. I'll take it.
I like the purple though.
Purple is good. Purple is good. Text messages or phone calls?
No. Well, I'm guilty of that. Just text messages because it's quicker, isn't it?
Yes.
But no, yeah, text
Okay,
messages.
all right. Social gatherings or quiet evenings?
Quite easy.
In a room full of people.
Yeah, it's difficult for me because I love social gatherings. Depends what they are. It would have to, if it's a bunch of people that I know, that's nice. If it's a social gathering with lots of people I don't know, that's not sometimes.
He knows all of you guys. Just want y'all to know that.
If we were to go out, it'd be
Yes.
fine. But I'd say quiet evening. I'm really aging myself up in this conversation. Just like to sit in the countryside at home and read a book. That's true though. That is me.
That's all. That's all. Okay, this one is very personal, and I apologize for how this may divide the room. Superman or Batman? It was written on the page. I would never do this to you.
God. But you see, I'm not somebody that's well. I liked Superman when I was a kid.
Yes.
A lot.
Okay.
So I'll go there.
We'll go Superman. We'll go Superman. Filming in the desert or filming in the snow?
Oh, I'd like to film in the snow. I have filmed in the snow. Well, no, Hayden doesn't like sand. I don't mind sand so much. I don't like flying very much. So let's shoot in the snow.
Okay.
Let's do snow.
I like that. Again, personal. Ooh. Beard or no beard?
No beer. No beer. I've been sober since 2000. Yeah.
Not beard. Beard.
Did they say beer or no beer?
Beard.
I got totally overshared with you there unnecessarily. I've been sober since.
We're proud of you though. We're proud of you.
I wouldn't be sitting here with you now if I hadn't been. But anyway, beard, yes, or not beard.
Yes.
I go for beard every time.
Would you rather direct your next film or star in one?
Oh. I did both. Yeah, I think actually I do like that both. Everyone was like, how could you do both? I was like, sort of the easy. Do it then. Stop talking about it. Yeah, both. I'll direct it and act in it.
Okay, I like that. And now, for our last, most important question.
Okay.
Would you join the rebellion or fight for the empire?
I am the rebellion.